Brothers, let's talk straight. Motorcycles aren't dangerous, but the mistakes we make on them sure as hell are. Every year, over 6,000 riders don't make it home, and here's the brutal truth. Most of these deaths were preventable. Today, we're counting down the 10 deadliest mistakes that can turn a ride into your last ride. Some of these might surprise you, and number 1, it's killed more bikers than all the others combined. Number 10, neglecting proper maintenance. Let's kick this off with the silent killer, poor maintenance, especially those rubber donuts keeping you connected to the asphalt. Back in 2000, Firestone's tire scandal shook the automotive world when defective tires caused numerous deaths, sparking a revolution in tire safety awareness that changed motorcycling forever. While mechanical failure accounts for about 2% of fatal motorcycle crashes according to the National Motor Vehicle Crash Causation Survey, that still represents over 120 preventable deaths annually. Here's what'll get you: worn tires, low pressure, or old rubber that's harder than concrete. Tire pressure drops in cold weather, reducing traction when you need it most. Those sidewall cracks? They're telling you the rubber's done. Tread depth matters. When water can't escape those grooves, you're hydroplaning waiting to happen. Check your tire pressure before every ride, inspect that tread depth, and if your tires are older than 5 years, replace them regardless of appearance. Beyond tires, brake fluid degrades, chains stretch, and lights fail. Regular maintenance isn't just about reliability, it's about survival. Your contact patch with the road is about the size of 2 credit cards. That's all that's between you and the pavement. Respect it, maintain it, or become another statistic. Number 9, riding in blind spots. This mistake has military roots. During World War II, British Army dispatch riders carrying battlefield intelligence discovered that staying visible meant staying alive. Their experiences shaped modern motorcycle positioning strategies. Fast forward to today, and the National Transportation Safety Board found that approximately 35% of fatal motorcycle accidents happened because a driver simply didn't see the biker in their blind spot. That's over 2,000 preventable deaths annually. Every vehicle has death zones where you become invisible. Passenger cars have blind spots on both rear quarters. Semi-trucks, they've got blind spots extending 1 lane left, 2 lanes right, 30 feet behind, and 20 feet ahead. The solution hasn't changed since the 1981 Hurt Report first documented it. If you can't see the driver's face in their mirror, they can't see you. Position yourself where drivers expect vehicles. The left third of your lane increases visibility to oncoming traffic. Stay out of vehicles' rear quarters, never linger alongside, and when passing, do it decisively. Wear bright colors, use your headlights day and night, and add reflective materials. Defensive positioning means assuming you're invisible until proven otherwise. Either be clearly ahead or clearly behind, never alongside. Your life depends on being seen. Number 8, target fixation. Here's a killer with fascinating origins. During World War II, fighter bomber pilots kept crashing into targets they were trying to destroy. Military psychologists discovered pilots were staring at their targets instead of where they wanted to fly. The term target fixation revolutionized pilot training and later transformed motorcycle safety education. Today, it remains one of the most insidious causes of single-vehicle motorcycle crashes, contributing to the 49% of motorcycle fatalities that involve only the rider. Your bike goes where your eyes go. It's neurological fact. Stare at that pothole you're avoiding, you're gonna hit it. Focus on that tree outside the curve, you're gonna meet it personally. Under stress, our brains narrow focus to perceived threats, creating a deadly feedback loop. Panic amplifies the effect, blocking your vision and steering into danger. The fix, taught in motorcycle safety foundation courses since the 70s, is deceptively simple. Look where you want to go, not at what you want to avoid. In curves, physically turn your head and look through the exit. When hazards appear, immediately shift focus on the escape route. Practice in parking lots, set up cones and practice looking past obstacles. Train your eyes to seek solutions, not fixate on problems. Master this or become another statistic. Number 7, improper lane positioning and risky filtering. Lane splitting entered mainstream consciousness when California officially legalized it in 2016, becoming the first state to formally recognize the practice riders had done for decades. But whether legal or not, poor lane positioning kills more riders than any traffic law. Studies show 67% of fatal crashes occur in urban areas where positioning errors prove deadly. The center lane seems logical until you hit the oil slick zone where cars drip fluids. The right edge invites debris, drainage grates, and open car doors. Hugging the left puts you in oncoming traffic's path. And filtering between stopped cars? One door opening, one sudden lane change, and you're a statistic. The California Highway Patrol found that lane-splitting motorcyclists traveling 15 miles per hour faster than traffic faced significantly higher crash risks. Proper positioning, preached by the MSF for decades, means owning your lane strategically. Use the left third for maximum visibility, the center for normal flow, and the right only when necessary. Wear filtering when legal. Keep speed differential under 10 miles per hour. Never filter between large vehicles, and watch for turn signals and driver head movements. Position for visibility, maintain escape routes, and remember, Being legal doesn't guarantee being safe. Your lane position should maximize visibility while minimizing exposure to hazards. Number 6. Riding beyond your skill level. This epidemic exploded in the early 2000s when manufacturers unleashed superbikes with MotoGP level performance on public roads. Suddenly, anyone with cash could buy a 200 horsepower missile. The results were predictable. NHTSA data shows supersport riders crash at 4 times the rate of cruiser riders, with 52% of fatally injured supersport riders being under 30. In 2023, sport bike riders represented disproportionate fatality rates despite being a minority of registered motorcycles. The problem isn't the machines, it's the gap between ambition and ability. Weekend warriors channel their inner Valentino Rossi on public roads, forgetting that pros spend thousands of hours perfecting basics. That tight corner that looks fun? Without proper technique, it's a physics lesson waiting to happen. Cold tires, improper body position, abrupt throttle inputs, amateur mistakes with professional consequences. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation has fought this battle since 1973. Take progressive courses, start small, build systematically. Advanced riding courses teach threshold braking, proper cornering technique, and emergency maneuvers. There's zero shame in riding within limits, only tragedy in exceeding them. Even MotoGP champions drill basics daily. Ego kills more riders than speed. Respect the machine, respect physics, respect your current abilities while working to improve them. Number 5. Riding without proper licensing. Shocking reality. In 2023, 34% of motorcyclists killed in crashes were riding without valid licenses. That's over 2,100 preventable deaths. This crisis traces to the 60s when states began requiring motorcycle endorsements, recognizing that riding demanded unique skills. Yet decades later, over a third of fatal crashes involve unlicensed riders who never demonstrated basic competency. Why does this matter? Unlicensed riders haven't learned countersteering, proper braking techniques, or emergency maneuvers. They don't understand how to manage traction, read road conditions, or position defensively. The Hurt report found that 92% of riders in accidents were self-taught or learned from friends, not professional instruction. These riders literally don't know what they don't know, turning public roads into deadly learning laboratories. Getting licensed isn't bureaucratic harassment, it's condensed survival education. The written test covers hazard recognition developed through decades of crash analysis. The skills test ensures basic vehicle control. MSF courses compress 50 years of hard-learned lessons into 15 hours. States with mandatory education show 30% fewer fatalities. Skip proper training and you're volunteering to learn those lessons through physics and pavement. Every unlicensed rider gambles that natural ability trumps proven technique. The house always wins that bet. Number 4. Left turn collisions. Sorry mate, didn't see ya. British riders coined this phrase in the 70s, and it's haunted motorcyclists globally. The 1981 Hurt report revealed the stunning truth. 43% of fatal motorcycle car crashes involved vehicles turning left in front of bikes. In 2023, this pattern persists. Intersection crashes, especially left turn violations, remain the most common multi-vehicle motorcycle fatality scenario. Over 2,500 riders die annually from this single type of crash. This isn't driver malice, it's perception failure. Human brains evolved to spot predator-sized threats, not fast-approaching narrow profiles. Drivers look right through motorcycles, their brains literally not registering the smaller vehicle. Motion camouflage compounds the problem. An approaching motorcycle maintains the same visual position, appearing stationary until suddenly it's there. Add in speed perception difficulties, and drivers consistently underestimate closing distances. Here's what hits home for our generation. We grew up when bikes were louder and chrome was king. Those straight pipes might have annoyed neighbors, but they announced our presence. Today's quieter bikes, while neighbor-friendly, remove an audio warning drivers unconsciously rely on. Combine that with modern car sound insulation, phone distractions, and infotainment systems, and drivers are more isolated than ever. That soccer mom in the minivan isn't trying to kill you. She literally cannot process your presence while managing 3 kids and a GPS. Intersection approaches now require Vietnam-level vigilance. Defense requires assuming invisibility. Slow for every intersection, even with right-of-way. Cover brakes, reducing reaction time. Watch vehicle wheels, not turn signals. Wheels don't lie. Position yourself to see and be seen, using lane position to increase your visual profile. High visibility gear helps, auxiliary lights help more, but physics helps most. You can't collide with what's already evaded. European conspicuity campaigns reduced these crashes by 20%. Make yourself impossible to miss, but ride like you're invisible anyway. Number 3. Speeding. Speed has killed motorcyclists since Gottlieb Daimler's first motorcycle in 1885, but modern statistics are sobering. NHTSA data shows 37% of motorcyclists in fatal crashes were speeding, nearly double the 19% rate for passenger car drivers. In 2023, over 2,300 speed-related motorcycle deaths occurred. Most shocking, the majority happened under 50 miles per hour, not during triple-digit runs. Physics explains the carnage. Kinetic energy increases with the square of velocity, doubling speed quadruples impact force. At 30 miles per hour, you might stop before that left-turning car. At 60 miles per hour, you'll hit at 45 miles per hour. Reaction distance at 60 miles per hour is 88 feet, before you even touch brakes. Add actual stopping distance, and you need a football field to arrest momentum. Meanwhile, lean angle limits decrease with speed, reducing evasion options. The urban versus rural divide tells another story. While 67% of motorcycle fatalities occur in urban areas, rural crashes at high speeds prove deadlier per incident. Limited sightlines, unmarked hazards, and longer emergency response times create perfect storms. Wildlife encounters at speed offer zero margin for error. Interestingly, many riders report feeling safer speeding on empty rural roads, not recognizing that isolation itself becomes a risk factor. The average impact speed in fatal crashes? Just 30 miles per hour, proving you don't need triple digits to die. The deadliest speeding happens in curves. Enter 10 miles per hour too hot and physics becomes your enemy. Panic causes riders to brake mid-corner, stand the bike up, and wide turn into oncoming traffic or off-road. Target fixation amplifies the problem. Street speeds must account for surface conditions, sightlines, and escape routes, factors absent on racetracks. Professional racers understand this distinction. Weekend warriors who don't become statistics. Respect both posted limits and personal limits. Speed thrills, but physics kills. Number 2. Riding impaired. Alcohol in motorcycles create a deadly chemistry that's plagued riding since the 60s when states began tracking motorcycle-specific fatalities. Today's statistics are horrifying. 33% of motorcyclists killed have blood alcohol concentrations over 0.08%, with another 12% showing some alcohol presence. That's 45% of riders with alcohol involvement, about 2,800 annual deaths. Riders are 1.3 times more likely than drivers to have previous DUI convictions. Motorcycles demand perfect balance, coordination, and judgment, exactly what alcohol attacks first. That one beer immediately impairs the vestibular system controlling balance. Countersteering becomes sloppy, lean angle judgment deteriorates, reaction time increases exponentially. By 0.05 BAC, below legal limits, riders show 4 times higher fatal crash risk than sober riders. Unlike cars with stability control and airbags, motorcycles offer zero margin for impairment. Age doesn't equal wisdom here. The highest percentages of alcohol-impaired motorcycle riders killed were in the 40 to 45 age group at 34%, followed by 45 to 49 at 33%. These aren't young punks, they're experienced riders who should know better. The average drunk riding fatality involves a middle-aged man on a weekend night, often riding alone, frequently without a helmet. Bar hopping culture and motorcycle rallies create perfect storms, riders feeling pressure to keep up with the group's drinking while maintaining the image. The midnight statistics tell the story. 47% of motorcycle fatalities occur on weekends, with the highest concentration between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Alcohol factors in most nighttime crashes. Riders rationalize just a couple or only 5 miles home, forgetting that alcohol confidence inversely correlates with actual ability. There's no safe alcohol level for riding, period. Call a ride, arrange a pickup, leave the bike, whatever it takes. Your life's worth more than convenience or ego. Number 1. Not wearing a helmet. The deadliest mistake in motorcycling has military origins. In 1941, British neurosurgeon Hugh Cairns studied head injuries after treating T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, who died from a 1935 motorcycle crash. His research led to mandatory military helmet use, saving thousands. By 1967, federal pressure had most states requiring helmets. Then politics intervened. After 1976's federal law repeal, states began repealing helmet requirements. Today, only 19 states and the District of Columbia maintain universal helmet laws. Science is unequivocal. Helmets are 37% effective preventing death and 67% effective preventing brain injuries. In 2023, states with universal helmet laws showed 89% helmet use and significantly lower fatality rates. States without laws, only 35% usage and double the death rates. NHTSA estimates helmets saved 1,872 lives in 2017 alone, and could save 750 more annually if all riders wore them. The economic argument is equally stark. The CDC calculates that motorcycle crash costs exceed $12 billion annually, with unhelmeted riders accounting for disproportionate medical expenses. Emergency room costs for unhelmeted riders average significantly higher than helmeted crash victims. Society bears these costs through insurance premiums and public health systems. Some states tried middle ground. Texas requires riders without helmets to carry at least $10,000 medical insurance, but traumatic brain injury treatment costs hundreds of thousands. That insurance requirement is like bringing a band-aid to a chainsaw fight. Yet riders still resist, conflating freedom with foolishness. They'll wear boots, gloves, and jackets but leave heads exposed. At just 30 miles per hour, an unhelmeted head hitting pavement experiences 120 G-forces, like a watermelon dropped from 3 stories. Novelty helmets offering no protection are just expensive funeral decorations. DOT-certified helmets work through decades of engineering evolution. Every excuse, heat, weight, vision restriction, pales against traumatic brain injury reality. Your skull isn't tougher than physics. Brothers, every one of these mistakes is a choice. Good riders aren't lucky, they're educated, prepared, and respect the machine between their legs. These aren't just statistics, they're fathers, sons, and friends who thought it couldn't happen to them. Want to beat the odds? Practice emergency maneuvers monthly, take advanced courses yearly, gear up for every ride, and remember, the graveyard's full of riders who had the right of way. If this video might save even one life, share it with your riding crew. Hit subscribe and that notification bell for more no BS content that'll keep your rubber side down. And drop a comment, what's the closest call you've survived? Ride safe, ride smart, and I'll see you on the road. Peace out.